everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial today using some new products that I just recently picked up. So stay tuned, I hope you enjoy, and grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get glam together. Okay, so first what I'm going to be using is a primer. It's so important to use a primer, and one of my favorites so far has been the Too Faced primer. It's the Proactive Nourishing Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. So we're gonna go ahead, and I just usually put one pump. I'm going to rub that in and just apply it all over my face. Before I applied my primer, I did go in with my moisturizer, and I have been obsessed with the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I usually put that on my lips right before I start my makeup, and I just let it sit on until I apply my lipstick. So that's definitely one thing I love because my lips are really dry. It helps coat them, especially when I'm wearing a matte liquid lipstick or something that's drying throughout the day. I just find that it really latches on, and it gives my lips a lot of hydration throughout the day. Alright, so now that we've primed our face, I'm going to go in with the Hudabeauty foundation. I'm so excited I finally got my hands on this because I purchased it originally in, I want to say, in October. I can't remember when it first launched, but when it first launched, I bought it. I purchased about 3 different foundations. None of them were my shade. One of them was like scary light. And I was shocked because I'm already like very fair. So I purchased the wrong color, and then I went to go buy the right color after I looked at the comparison chart, and I figured that toasted coconut was my better suit for my complexion. But I didn't get it until literally yesterday. So I'm so excited to try it. I pray that this is my right color for my shade, for my complexion. So let's go ahead and we'll try it on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I've been seeing a lot of people using more than one pump. I don't know how much I'm gonna need, so let's figure this out together, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a good shake. And I'm going to just apply it on my finger. Actually, you know what? Let's apply a full pump and let's see how much that gives us. Okay. Alright, because it's new, it's not pumping, but hold on, let's be patient. Let's keep pumping. Okay, that is definitely not one pump. So there's just a lot of air, I guess, in the product. So, okay, that looks like one product. Can y'all see that? Let me go like this. Okay, that looks like one pump. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dot it on my face. I remember this smelling nice from what I purchased before. Okay, it is heavily perfumed. I really like it. I mean, I love things that smell good. So, oh wow, it's actually really strong. I don't remember it being this strong. This is what one pump covered. Not bad. This definitely feels a lot more like my shade. I'm going to go in with a clean beauty blender, and what I like to do, because my skin's really dry, I like to use the Bedescu Rosewater spray. So I like to go in with that right before I blend my foundation. Then let's go in and blend this away. But it's a little bit hard to pick out your shade online just because, you know, you get like overwhelmed. You get like confused with what to pick. There's so many shades, and that's amazing. The comparison chart, if you guys do want to purchase this foundation, the comparison chart that she has, I don't think I saw it on Sephora, but I did see it on her blog, on the Hudabeauty blog. And it has a really good comparison chart. So let's say, for example, if you're currently using like a Kat Von D foundation or a MAC foundation, it will go and compare that brand's shade with the Hudabeauty shade. Then it makes it a lot easier to find what shade will be like your match. But this, I have to say, oh my god, it like blends out so beautifully. This is my perfect shade. I'm so happy, actually. The way that it feels on the skin is what's getting to me right now. And the way it blended out so nicely, that feels really good. I'm just gonna, and that was actually one pump. That covered my whole face, come to think of it. I'm gonna go in with my MAC concealer. I'm in the shade NC20. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna apply that on my forehead, a little bit under the eyes. Alright, so now that that's just kind of pressed into my skin a little bit, I'm gonna go in, again, I'm going to just spray my beauty blender. I'm gonna go in and just buff that out and concentrate on the area that I placed the concealer. Okay, wow, and the foundation's consistency and formula is working so beautifully with this matte concealer. They're just like melting into each other. I love it. Okay, so now that we've got our foundation and our concealer in place, I'm gonna go ahead, and I have been using this loose finishing powder for months now. I'm obsessed with it. I love the payoff. It's so affordable. I was using the translucent powder from Laura Mercier before. Love that too, not knocking it. The shade I'm in is Fair Light. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to dab my brush in there. And I'm just going to set the concealer. A product that I've been using for almost a year now that I just can't get over, I'm obsessed with and I love, is the Tarte Hotel Heiress Amazonian Clay Matte Waterproof Bronzer. So this is what it looks like here. It smells like chocolate, smells like cocoa. Who doesn't love chocolate? So I like to go in, I just grabbed this powder brush, which I've had ever since I learned how to wear makeup. It's from Smashbox, the Smashbox brush, powder brush. And I like to just go in there, and I like to start with my cheeks here, along my jawline, and just like close to the ear there, just to add some definition to my face. And I also like to go in and contour my nose. So I purchased this brush. I purchased this Morphe brush. It's part of a nose contouring kit that Brittany Bear actually partnered up with Morphe with. Morphe, not really sure how everyone says it, but I just usually say Morphe. So anyways, I like to go back in there, and then I like to just tap off the excess, and I will just go along the sides of my nose with the brush. And then what I've been doing lately is, instead of going all the way down, I create this like little circle right around the tip of my nose. So I run the brush along the sides right here and here, and then underneath as well. And then when I go to highlight, I'll run my highlighting brush right here and then at the tip of my nose, just to kind of bring it forward a little bit. Right before I start my eyeshadow, I like to go back in with that loose finishing powder from Maybelline, and then I like to chisel out my face here. I usually pick up a lot of powder like that. I like to just hold this underneath because it does fall out just a little bit. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just going right underneath that contour, and right here as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and do it to the other side. So now that we have our beard on, we're gonna let that sit, and then I'm gonna go in and start on my eye makeup. So I picked up this Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. I'm so excited to use it. I'm gonna get a blending brush. Now, I've used this brush for so many years. I'm surprised the number's still on this. So I picked this up when I was in Ohio. This was one of the first brushes that I picked up as part of my collection when I was getting into makeup. So this is the MAC 224. I really want to go into this color first, right here, and then we'll apply that to the crease area here. Holy, this is stunning. Oh wow. We're gonna go ahead and just keep blending away. So I like to wipe my brush first. With that, we're gonna go right above the color and we're going to buff it out. And then I like to also go under, right under here. I like to go in this direction of my brow. And then when I get to the tail of my brow, I also like to go in that direction as well. So after you've blended this color, you should accomplish something similar to what I have, where it's very soft. And this way we can prepare this shade to be layered with other shades. So now I want to define my crease. So I'm going to go in with a color that's a little bit darker, and I'm thinking of picking up this color right here. Now for this shade, I'm going to be using a Morphe brush, and it's a smaller tapered brush. So this way we can get right into the crease. And then we're just gonna carve out our crease. And the way that you find your crease is by taking the brush, and then you just want to feel your bone right here. That's going to be your crease bone. So you want to go in there and you just want to, just like that, you want to define that area. I'm going to go back in with a clean blending brush and we're going to buff away. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this shade right here and we're going to apply that on the lid. And I'm just going to take a flat shader brush to do that. And then go ahead and apply that color. Wow! Oh my god, that is so gorgeous. And what I like to do with the color on my lid is just press that color in. Okay, I do things a little bit backwards sometimes. I start with one thing, I get carried with another. But I was just wiping away the eyeshadow under my eyes with whatever powder was left on this brush, and then I just decided to start pinching in my nose with the color. So I might as well just let that bake while I'm doing the rest of my eyeshadow. So focusing back on the eye, I'm going to pick up this color here, and I'm just gonna layer this color on top of that there, the previous color that we used. I'm gonna be using the exact same brush, but you know what? I want to wet my brush first. So I'm just going to use the Bedescu Rosewater spray here. I want to wet my brush and then go ahead and dip it into that shade. And we're going to go into the inner corner with that color. Okay, and then I'm going to take this light shade right here and I'm going to apply it underneath my brow bone. And then I'm going to grab another blending brush from MAC. This is a tapered brush here. And I'm going to go in with this color right here. We're going to take that color. We're just going to pick some up on our blending brush. Holy, that's pigmented. Tap off the excess. And we're going to just apply the least amount of pressure on the outer third of the eye just to place the shadow there. Just like so. And we're doing this just to tie all of the colors together seamlessly here. So I like to just kind of bounce my brush like that. I like to add like kind of a line here and then just kind of have it faded in to the crease color there. And then just lightly buff it in. And I want to apply a color right underneath my lash line. So I also like to use the same tapered blending brush from MAC just because I find that it buffs out the color the best there. And I just apply it really close to the lash line. And if I want a little bit more thickness, then I drop down my brush just a little bit to kind of connect this line here with the line that we're going to apply underneath the lashes. I want to go back in with this color right here. So we're gonna pick some up on our brush, and then we're just gonna apply it. I like to start in the center, apply most of the product there, and then I like to work my way to the outer corner and tie the outer third of the eye with the color that I'm applying underneath my lashes here. And then whatever's left, which will be the lightest amount, I like to bring it into the inner corner of my eye. I like to go in with this Stila, it's like a liquid eyeshadow. It's called Gold Goddess. And I like to just pick that up and apply it to the inner corner of my eye. Just like that, just to add like that little touch. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that I've baked long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush off this loose powder. And then I like to go in with my favorite mascara. This is called The Shock from YSL. So I'm just going to do a light coat of this on my lashes because we're gonna go in after with some falsies. For my blush, I'm going to use the Real Techniques brush. This is the contour brush. I'm going to pair this look with a blush from Hourglass. I've had this for quite some time, so it's a little beaten up, but it's part of their Ambient lighting blush collection, and it's in the color Mood Exposure. It's a beautiful dusty rose color, and I just find with the colors that I have on my eyes, I feel like this will kind of tie the look together. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick some up on my brush, and I like to just lightly feather it in to the contour that I had placed there. We're going to do that for the next side here. And just small circular motion. For my highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. It's a beautiful highlighter that I'm just obsessed with, and I don't know when to stop using this shade. I'm going to go in with the Bedescu facial spray again. I'm going to prep my skin for that, just so that way when I do apply the highlighter, it will just be wet and melt into my skin. This is a Morphe eyeshadow brush, but I just love using it for my highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead and wet that brush as well, and then we're going to go ahead and pick up some color. We're going to apply it to the tops of our cheekbones. Give us that nice glow. And I like to press in the color first before I swirl it around. So you want to pick up the shade and you want to press it in first while your skin is still wet. This stuff, I swear to God, it's so addictive. You don't know when to stop. Okay, so I went ahead and I applied my false lashes. I picked these up from Sephora. They're in Hipster number 20, and they're from the Sephora collection. So they are pretty, they're a fairly light lash. They're not too dramatic, but they have a very thin band, which is one thing that I like. So now that we have our lashes on, we got to go in and fill in our lips. So what I like to do is I like to create more fullness around my lips. So I usually go in with a lip liner first. I like to go in with a darker shade so it adds like depth from, you know, right below my lip, and just kind of adds more thickness around the sides of my lips. So the lip liner that I'm going to be using today is from MAC Cosmetics, and it's in the color Whirl. So now for lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. It's in the shade Ruler, number 80. I love this color. It's a long-lasting liquid lipstick. It doesn't move anywhere. Okay, so now that the liquid lipstick is applied, what I like to do, because I want to add a lip gloss on top, I like to have this set and dry. So in the meantime, what I want to do is apply a little bit of brightness just right underneath my eyes. For that, I'll be using the Becca Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. Grab my blush brush again, which I use as my loose powder brush. I'm going to pick up some product and then just place it right underneath my eyes and just kind of like along the bridge of my nose. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that sit for about a minute, and then once that's kind of set, I'll go ahead and I'll wipe it away. Okay, and now for lip gloss, I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Lip Strobe in the color Mystical. Okay, so that completes our look. I hope you guys like it. I am loving the way that the colors are blending all with one another, how there's some glitter up top, but it's still like, it's kind of dark and very rose and mauves and champagnes and golds. And then I wanted to do a matte lip, but I just fell in love with this lip gloss, and I think it really completes the look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys again soon.